Does this bother anybody? But put that in there. Just make you hungry, right?
We can hang out. I'll just switch.
How you doing, Coach?
Good. How are you?
Coach,
Go answer questions. Please remember to identify yourself. Go ahead.
Coach Paul Richardson in Sports Cave. Most
Oh.
important question for you is not football related at all. Do the Yankees have the pitching to beat the Astros?
You know they hold on. They're going to. They're working towards it, and yeah, Severino's going to come back. Betances is coming back. Stanton will be back here soon, and we'll be ready to go. Yep. Onward and upward. Here we go.
Hi, Coach. Tracy Tedrick, 3TV CBS 5. Unrelated, again, can you describe what a mandrake is and a little bit about the mandrake of the week in DJ Davidson?
Yeah, the mandrake is a mystical creature. It's somebody that personifies what Herm wants to build around here, somebody that is tough, diligent, does what they're supposed to do. They make plays. They're not soft. They're not afraid. They're aggressive, and does everything right. And so, DJ, we couldn't block him on scout team last year. We couldn't. Our offensive line, we had no shot. When he wants to play, and he is an extremely talented player. Like we knew this back when Billy was here, the first year when he was on the scout team. There would be times he would just wreck the whole play. And he was a freshman then, I think he would have been. And we were like, where is this kid come from, man? And so it doesn't surprise me to see that he won the Mandrake Award.
Hood Rubino, Devil's Digest. Rob, usually in life things are not as great or not as bad as they seem to. And I know that after week one, you said when you looked at the film, you felt better after watching the film than in the moment of the game.
Right.
What was the sentiment watching the film after week two?
Just disappointed. I was disappointed. There was so many different things that happened. It was crazy. I talked to you guys, after the game. What I saw from the booth, that I kind of confirmed watching the film. We physically got beat. It places, not going to hide from that. We had some poor miscommunication that, our inexperience showed up at times on the miscommunication on zone plays. And several times we let people go at the point of attack, which is that, you can't even get the play started when you do that. And then we had, and it was just crazy. We'd have a breakdown there, and then, we would do this and do that. I thought we had a good plan coming out at halftime. Moving him around a little bit, taking shots deep, and then we shoot ourselves in the foot. But really, to me, that would have disappointed me in its own, those things. But really, the thing that bothered me the most, that gives you sleepless nights, is our inability to punch it inside the 10-yard line. Like that. That's just that can't. I don't care if you have 5-year-olds out there on offense. I don't care how young you are, whatever. I got to find a way. We got to find a way to punch the dang football inside the 10-yard line. That's just, if we do that just 2 times, it's a whole different attitude and everything this week. As you watch the game, and so that was really, really disappointing. Something that I'm looking forward to getting fixed as the season goes.
Jeff Metcalf, Arizona Republic.
Jeff.
It did take a while last year, even with an older group of offensive linemen, to really get the run game where you wanted to, probably until Washington, and then beyond that.
Yep.
The circumstances are different, but it's still reasonable to think that it's going to be, it's going to take you, a couple more games maybe to really get it where you want it to be.
It's it's not a quick fix, guys. It's just not. It's not going to be a quick fix. I know people don't want to hear that. Fans don't want to hear that. It just is what it is, and it's gonna. Like I said, as a fan, like I'm a fan of baseball. I don't like to hear managers come up and say, "Hey, it's not a quick fix." I'm like, "Well, you need to get it fixed." But so I know what a fan thinks. I get it. I understand. I'd be angry too. I heard boos. I booed myself. So it's not going to be a quick fix. We have to develop young players, and you can't do that. offensive linemen, honestly, in developed programs where you want it to be, most of the time you don't even see those guys play until they're redshirt juniors. Those are the offensive linemen are the it takes longer for them to develop than any other position. You can get away with playing young receivers, young running backs, stuff like that. You can even get away at times playing a young quarterback, but offensive lineman just takes time, and it's we're going to have to develop those guys. We're going to have to protect them in what we do, and so it's not going to be easy.
Greg Moore, Arizona Republic. Good to see you, Coach. Ayuk is really showing some flashes.
Yes.
What can you do to sort of get him some more opportunities?
We could move him around like we did Nikhil last year. We could start doing some things like that in that nature and just target him more. And Frank as well. He's got a special quality catching the deep ball. I just think Kyle Williams is a good player to get the ball to in space. So those are the things. Those are the great positives that we're working with now. Just trying to what can we do? What are the things that we're struggling with? Let's try to hide the things that we're struggling with if you can, and then maximize the things that you have available to you, which is the talent of some of our wide receivers and our skill guys. So that's what we're doing right now and trying to come up with that in our game plan. That's a good point.
Chris Carbon, St. Louis First. Rob, is there some comfort, even though it's a tougher physical challenge, knowing that Michigan State's going to line up where they're going to line up, they're going to two-gap you, like the assignment-wise, it maybe should be a little bit easier to understand?
Oh, the assignment-wise, yeah. You hope they do, but yeah, they're too good they're just a really good football program. They're going to line up how they line up. It's a little bit easier than like if we were playing our defense. When I say easier, for communication purposes, I told you before, that 5 technique's going to say, hey, I'm a 5 technique and I'm going to whip your butt. Here I am. Let's go. And I would too if I was them, So it's going to be that type of game. But I think the communication should be a little bit easier, you would hope. It's a good point. Now the crowd noise and all that stuff this will be the first time our quarterback's been on the road, and be interested to see how he reacts to the crowd noise and the 75, 80,000 people that are going to be there.
Just another question. So some of the things that seem to work, like the I formation you had success with Elijah as a lead blocker in the short red, and then you had some play actions seem to kind of work, some of the bootleg things. Can you talk about maybe kind of being able to expand on some of the things that did work well for you?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, and like I said, you try to look and go, okay, that's hard sled. And like Coach Herm was saying, are we schematically, this is not the same offense that we had last year, obviously. It's not the same offensive line. I watch our game from last year. I look at our tackles, and, they were big guys that were pretty confident, and they weren't panicking, and they just sat back and punched guys and kind of held their own, and we were able to pass protect. So what you got to do is you got to ask yourself schematically, yes, we had success with that last year. We thought we were going to be able to do this, and then you look and go, well, maybe we can't do that. So then you got to decide, okay, now what are we going to do? And then you got to make those decisions quick. And then you can't just keep jumping around all year. You're never going to be any good at anything. So yeah, we're right now. That's what we did last year. Got here at 6 o'clock in the morning, and was excited to get back in the. This is a great challenge. I'm excited. As the older I get, you find out that you don't shy away from problems. That problems actually bring, perseverance, and it teaches you a lot of great things about yourself. That's what I'm trying to teach the kids. Is that don't shy away from the problem. Don't get a bad attitude because we have a problem right now. You ought to embrace this problem, all right? And it's going to be a tremendous challenge for the coaches, for the players to overcome this, to get better. And that's what life is all about, man. You want to do great things, overcome a challenge. All right, it's just not going to be easy, and you just wake up and great things happen to you. I mean, most of you guys in here that probably have gotten your job and done something, you've had to overcome things in your life. I slept on couches for 6 years, worked for $5,000 a year for 6 straight years to just be able to coach football. And so, just teaching the kids that, I love this challenge. This is going to be awesome. We get to go up to Michigan State. Nobody thinks we're any good on offense. And they're the number 1 rushing defense in the country, and we can't run the football. It doesn't get any better than that. You know what I mean? Let's go.
Any more questions?
Just Rob, just through 2 weeks with Jaden, just how would you assess where he is, where he started, and where he is now?
Yeah, I love his just attitude, his mentality. He never gets rattled. Today we had a great talk after practice, walking off the practice field. And I thought maybe he was a little down. He was like, Coach, it's a long season, man. We got to just get better. And I was like, hold on, who's coaching who? And so just like his mindset is amazing in that way. He's very mature. He has a realistic outlook on what's going on. And that's what I love about him. That's why he doesn't panic, because he has just a great perception of what's going on.
I was watching him on the sideline a little bit, and for so many things that went wrong, the touchdown that was called back, the drop passes, the fumble at the goal line, he didn't really seem to visually way up with binoculars looking. It didn't look like that affected him. Was he like that?
The whole game. We talk after every series, and so after we threw the touchdown pass to to Eno, he gets on the phone, calls me up, and I go, what does he want? Hey, Coach. And I go, yeah. He goes, man, that was a really good call. And I was like, oh, thanks. Appreciate it. You know what I mean? Thanks. And then he goes, okay, just wanted to tell you that. Hangs up. He's got that mindset. He doesn't get rattled. The moment is not too big for him. He's just so much fun to coach. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's a Chris question right there. Why didn't you just call that on the first play of the game? There you go.
Anything else?
All right, thank you guys. Appreciate it.